Thank you for inviting me to join you today. I wish so much that we could all be together in person in Doha, a city built on an ancient, timeless dream. The dream that with hope and determination and persistence, anything is possible. That's also the dream upon which WISH, the World Innovation Summit for Health, was built. A special thanks to Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser for being the inspiration behind WISH, and for the team at WISH, who have managed to find a way to keep on going virtually, even in the face of a global pandemic. This has been a hard year for so many. More than 50 million people around the world have been infected with COVID-19, more than 1 million lives lost forever, families hurt, economies disrupted. That's why WISH 2020 is not just the latest in a series of summits focused on health innovation and collaborating to build a healthier world. It's the most important one yet. And it's also the biggest one yet, because hosting it virtually has allowed us to include so many frontline health workers. If there's one silver lining of 2020, it's reminded us of our connection to one another, not as citizens of any one tribe or country, but as human beings. We're all in this together. That's a living, everyday expression of the Sudanese proverb, a child is a child of everyone. We really are all called upon to do something that is at the core of all the Abrahamic faiths, to be our brother's keeper. Health is part of it. And health is connected to every other issue in the way sinew connects muscle to bone. Each of us has the things we really care about. I started working to support the community in the place I call home several years ago through my Tallahatchie River Foundation, which supports early childhood education. I know the difference education made to me growing up in Greenwood, Mississippi. We had obstacles to overcome, but we had schools and teachers who cared. We read Shakespeare, we read Chaucer, and I dreamed that one day I could be on a stage reciting that poetry, playing those characters from Coriolanus and Othello. And I did. But I didn't get there alone. That's why I wanted to help the next generation growing up in Mississippi, to provide holistic help to young children, to make sure there is investment in training for excellent early childhood educators, resources to local schools and child care providers, and support for new parents. Why did our foundation think this was so important? And how does early childhood education link to health, to the extent that it made me want to speak to a global gathering of health experts? Because one thing I've learned, one thing we've all learned, is that health is education, and education is health. You can't untangle the two, and you can't solve one without the other. Healthier kids learn more. Well-educated kids live longer, healthier lives. Early childhood education is also a health issue. The World Health Organization has found that high-quality early childhood care and education programs can improve children's chances for success, even their ability to fight off disease. And no matter your background, no matter your start in life, no matter whether you grew up on the Tallahatchie River or the River Ganges, you deserve access to good education and access to quality health care. No wonder my hero Nelson Mandela said, health cannot be a question of income. It is a fundamental right. We are seeing threats to our health alongside existential threats to our planet. Climate change is real. Extreme weather is ravaging communities and closing schools. Kids are missing days of education because the world hasn't reckoned Yet, with Mother Nature's warnings, the earth is gasping for breath. And so too are the children whose illnesses are linked to poor air quality. No child should grow up destined to lifelong ill health on a sick planet because the generations before them didn't know when to stop consuming. Peace and migration are health issues. We have more children today displaced, living in refugee camps, or living in conflict zones or post-conflict zones than at any time since the end of World War II. Scientists tell us that creates toxic stress, and toxic stress changes a child's brain chemistry, which can lead to lifelong problems in learning. We're also discovering that toxic stresses as a child can lead to heart disease, diabetes, and depression in adulthood. How we solve these connected challenges of education, health, climate change, and conflict matters. I'm speaking at an event that in normal times would be taking place in the Arabian Gulf. The Middle East and North Africa needs to create more than 60 million new jobs in the next decade, just to keep pace with the number of young people entering the workforce. It also needs to keep them healthy. Let's do right by that generation together. Today's children shouldn't grow up unsure if the world of tomorrow will have the natural resources to sustain them. They shouldn't be absorbing the anxieties of a world battling a cruel pandemic. Right now, we have the chance to reset, to salvage something from a year of trauma. If we take responsibility for climate change by reducing our levels of consumption, there's still hope that we can save the planet. If we trust in science rather than fake news, and if we put our trust in the healthcare community, we will get through the current pandemic. And if we give children a healthy start in life, then we can rest in the knowledge that they've been given the foundation to grow and thrive, and to be confident that their own children and their children's children will live to enjoy the best that a healthy world has to offer. This has been an extremely challenging year, but right across the world, we have been witness to great courage, cooperation, and compassion. If we keep working together, we will heal. One word, our health.